the reciprocal is 1/4. If A, B, C, D are numbers where B and C are non-zero, A over B divided by C over D. So notice D has to be non-zero and I'm going to take a reciprocal. So C also has to be non-zero. A over B divided by C over D, you just have to take the reciprocal of C over D. So you take a reciprocal of the divisor and then multiply. So to divide fractions, we multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So for example, let's look at this example, right? Negatives, so this is division, right? Find the quotient. Quotient means the result when you divide, okay? Negative, you are dividing the fraction 7 over 18 by negative fraction 14 over 27. Well, that's fine. Division by a fraction is multiplication by its reciprocal. So the first fraction doesn't change. You multiply by the reciprocal. So notice reciprocal does not change the sign. It just changes numerator and denominators, right? So that's the reciprocal. So negative continues to be negative. I simply took the denominator upstairs and numerator downstairs. All right. Now notice that's a negative and that's a negative. So overall I'm multiplying two negatives. Result is going to be positive. So fraction, how do we multiply fractions? Numerator, numerator, denominator, denominator. Now we are ready to start simplifying, right? Okay. 27 and 18. So how about 9? 9 times 2. Numerator. 9 times 3 is 27. 18 is 9 times 2. Whereas 14 is 7 times 2. So notice why we choose these numbers. Because 7 will reduce here, 9 will reduce here, and that's about it. So this is equal to the fraction. So 7 reduces this 7, 9 reduces this 9, so only 3 remains upstairs, and 2 and 2, 4 remains downstairs. Alright, so that's how so this is called the quotient. The answer is called quotient when you divide a number by another. Okay. Here are a few more examples. Negative fraction 7 over 27. You are dividing by fraction 35 over 36. Okay. So division by a fraction is multiplication by its reciprocal. The first fraction doesn't change. Okay. It's the second fraction, numerator and denominator get interchanged. Negative times negative is a positive. Now, 7 times 36 upstairs, 27 times 35 downstairs. So this is a fraction. 7 times 36. 36 is 9 times 4. 27 is 9 times 3. And 35 is 7 times 5. Okay. So let's see. That 7 reduces this 7, that 9 reduces this 9. So you're left with 4 above and 3 times 5, 15 below. Alright. Next. Negative fraction. 5 over 14. You are dividing by negative fraction 15 over 28. So again, division by a fraction is multiplication by its reciprocal. The first fraction doesn't change. Is the second fraction where you need to take numerator, put it down, denominator, put it up. Notice the minus continues. Okay. So 28 and 15. This is the reciprocal of this. So negative times negative is a positive. And now how do we multiply fractions? 5 times 28 in the numerator, 14 times 15 in the denominator. So that's a fraction. 5 times 28 is nothing but 14 times 2 or 7 times 4. 4 itself is 2 times 2. Denominator 14 is 7 times 2 times 15 is 5 times 3. Okay. Now let's look at cancellations. That 5 cancels this 5. 7 and 2 cancels. Only 1 2 survives above and 1 3 survives below. And that's that. Okay. So the numerators or denominators of some fractions can contain fractions themselves. A fraction in which the numerator or denominator is a fraction is called a complex fraction. Complex fraction is a fraction where the numerator or the denominator or both already have fractions, already contain fractions. We'll continue with complex fractions in our next video.